I'm Terry. I just want to say welcome. I saw that I have 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe that 1,000 people want to hear what I have to say. Anyway, I've lost 170 pounds. I did 2 months of keto starting in 2019. Then I did 22 months of carnivore. In the last 8 months of those 22 months, I stalled. So I decided after watching Kim Howerton that I was going to switch to a calorie counting approach with still being meat focused, and just add some veggies. So I was trying to think, all right, I'm always preaching about when you first start, focus on those outer aisles. And I know some people that watch my channel have mentioned that they don't necessarily do keto, but they watch my channel. So I was trying to think, okay, what is a challenge that we can do for the next 2 months that we can all do together? That something that I do and reflects what I do as well. Well, I think that for the next 2 months, we should do a challenge, and it should be eating your own home cooked meal. So if you are carnivore, cooking your own meat. If you're keto, cooking your own meat and vegetables. If you're counting calories only, cooking your own food and count your calories. So that means, and I'm a realist, like I've got my Red Hat Ladies group, so I go out to eat with my Red Hat Ladies. And today I went out to eat with my mom after church. So I know there's things that, situations where we have to go out to eat with our friends and family. So for the next 2 weeks, except for special events, I think the challenge should be for us to eat our own home cooked meal. I'm not saying it can't include sauces, because we know I love my sauces. And so I'm not going to say no processed foods. But really, it should be something that doesn't come in a box. If it's shelf stable, that should be seasonings and not the bulk of your food. Unless they open it and then it's shelf stable like my sauces, because I got to have my G-Hugh sauces. So if it's shelf stable before it's open, but when you open it, then it goes in the refrigerator, all bets are off, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, so I think for the next 2 months, we need to do a cook at home from scratch challenge. And I think that that's something that we can all do. So yeah, I think that's a good plan. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the next 2 months. So what is today? January. Hang on, I got to look on my phone. It's January 8th. So from now through March 8th, we are going to all just cook from home. As many meals as you can. Yeah, like I said, I know things come up. I know some things happen. But our focus is going to be cooking your meals at home from scratch. So that's going to be our focus for the next 2 months. And in light of that, I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done probably in 3 years, since I was doing, whenever I was using the Diet Doctor for my recipes. We're going to do something. We're going to do a chicken thigh recipe. And we're going to make some sauce and all kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to count everything. I'm just going to cook it, and I'll show you. It's keto, but the calories may be a little bit higher. The reason why I'm not counting everything is because I ate lunch. And so for me to try to count this, and I went out to eat with Mom. Like I said, it was after church. And then we went, and I had my half of a pork steak that I get every time we go out to eat. And I had a salad, and I had broccoli. So it was keto, but I just can't count it. So today for our supper, it's going to be keto, but I'm just not going to try to do the math. It is 4 o'clock in the evening. By the time I get this done, I ain't math. No, I'm only doing it for one meal. So let's get this going. I'm going to aim you down and let you see what I got going on. New challenge. Don't forget, 2 months, cook at home from scratch. All right, so I have frozen onions right here. I'm defrosting, and frozen mushrooms. I'm letting those defrost right now. They're getting further along. I've just kind of had them sitting out since I got home. And I've got this is bone-in chicken thighs. I prefer the ones that are boneless because then I don't have to do anything to them. But I went by one of our little, it's like a little mom and pop type grocery store, and they did not have any. So we are going with bone-in thighs, skin-on chicken thighs. So I've seen a video about how to do this, but I don't remember. So I'm just going to see what I can do. What I'm going to do is try to cut out the bone. So if this video does not get posted, then I cut off my finger. But if you're watching this video, I have all my fingers. Just thought I'd put that out there. I got a looky-loo over here beside me, just praying. Come on, lady. Drop some, drop some. That's the bad thing about having 4 dogs. If I had like 2, I'd be okay because there's 2 of these thighs. But it's not the case. Okay, according to my superhero, Chef Jean-Pierre, you need to heat up your oil. Now this recipe is not his, but it involves onions. And his motto is you always start with your onions. So I'm gonna get the oil really hot, and then we're gonna add these onions in. This is avocado oil, so that's the kind of oil I'm using. So I'm gonna get this really hot, and I'll be back. All right, I think she's hot enough. I don't know how many this is going to serve. I don't know how it's going to be when it's done. But what I'm about to do is I'm going to saute these onions until they are lightly brown. Then I'll come back to you. Because it's going to be onions, mushrooms. I've got some, a little bit of zucchini. There's some zucchini. So I got onions, mushrooms, zucchini, chicken. We're going to use some heavy cream, some garlic, and red wine. Now, I might have broth. I'll just use water. I don't know. I'll see on that one. While that's going, I'm adding in some bacon pieces. About that much. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Okay, about that much. We're just not measuring, y'all. We're going to do it one time, just one time. I bet you my weight tomorrow is going to be Pashon. But I'm doing it just one time. One time. We've got all those meal preps in there. But I really want to I'm in the mood for chicken. I'm in the mood for what I'm about to make. I'll show you when I get this done. Alright, it's starting to turn brown. So now I'm adding, doesn't that look like a pile of poop? It's mushrooms. So we're going to have a bacon, onion, mushroom, chicken, Alfredo type something. So now I'm going to saute these until the mushrooms lose their water and the water evaporates. And then we're going to pull this out and we'll put it back on some. And then we'll use, then we're going to start the chicken. Dude, I forgot. Zucchini. Going to add in our zucchini because that's going to take a little time to cook too. So I'm going to cover it and let all this kind of cook together until the zucchini softens up quite a bit. All right, I'll see you when the zucchini softens. I'm going to go ahead and add in this new seasoning that Sing It talked me into, and I like it. It's called guacamole and more. We're gonna, I hate when seasonings are stingy. Make bigger holes, people. Make bigger holes. There we go. That looks like a good amount. We're gonna add some salt. Well, no salt. Yes, salt. I'm gonna put in a little bit of my ground white pepper. Now, I do not remember exactly how this recipe went. And like I said, I don't know what it was called. If you go on dietdoctor.com, you'll see some kind of chicken Alfredo, something or another. And Like I said, I haven't made it in 3 years, but it may be. I think I even made it on my channel a long time ago whenever I first saw it. So, alright. I'm going to get this covered, and I'll be back when it's softened. Okay, so I'm going to move this into my bowl just as a place to house it. Then we're going to add some oil, and we're going to cook our skin because, you know, it's chicken skin. So I want to fry that. That's going to taste good. And actually, I'm going to run downstairs and restart my dryer. Okay, let's add some oil. It was a good day. I made breakfast this morning. And then I went to my friend's church. She goes to church in the same town my mom lives in. It's Connection Point Church. It was a good service. I enjoyed it. Lots of great music. It's the kind of music that you hear on K-Love. So if you're somebody who listens to K-Love or our local Christian channel, or any Christian channel that plays today's Christian music, the kind of poppy Christian music, that's what they have a band, and so they play that. So I got to hear lots of good upbeat music today and a good sermon. That's funny, it's just curling up. I never like just fried chicken skin before. Like I've done it in like the air fryer, but never, I don't know if I've done it in a skillet. I'm going to cover it now so that way it can get all the way through. After I went to church with my friend Angie, I went to visit my mama, and she took me out to eat. We went to our favorite spot. It was bought out by new owners, but they're not changing the food, thankfully. I always go, and I usually get a salad with my pork steak with no sauce, and I either get cottage cheese or broccoli. Today I got the broccoli. So then I went back to Mom's house and we visited for a little bit. I didn't stay too late because I had to come home and get laundry done before work because I had 3 pair of underwear left in my drawer. I'm like, well, that ain't good. There's 5 days in a week. So I had to do some laundry. All right, I'm going to let this go a little longer. Okay. It's funny. I grew up going to Lutheran church. And if you grew up Lutheran or Catholic, you know what I'm about to say. Or you're going to relate to this. I grew up Lutheran and my friend grew up Catholic. And those are very reserved churches. Very reserved. Which is fine. You know, there's a place for it. But during COVID, I started watching other churches online. And I'm like, ooh, this church raises their hands. Ooh, I haven't been to a church like that before. So my friend and I, she started going. And I went to a different one that raised their hands. And so it kind of just opened my eyes. And I'm like, whoa, that's a whole different world. Now, don't mean one's right or wrong. I'm just saying it was a whole new experience for a little Lutheran girl who sat with her hands on her lap for the past 50 years. So anyway, it's like, whoa. So it's kind of fun when I go with her because it's like we get our hands going and listening to songs. Like I said, it's songs that are on K-Love or whatever Christian radio. And there's just some songs, you know. Even Mom's church will play the songs. And I want to put my hands up. And I do, but she and I will be the only ones in the church with our hands up and just waving them around. And I can guarantee people in the back pew are burning a hole in the back of my head. I don't care. But anyway, so yeah, So it's nice when I get to go to church with her because I can be like, woohoo! Amen, amen. And sing and wiggle around and enjoy the music and not have to be worried about people judging or whatever. They may be judging, but other people have their hands up too. So it's kind of a fun experience for me. Like I said, it's definitely not what I grew up going to. So it's kind of neat for me to get to go. I'm going to set this timer for about 5 minutes. I don't know why, but now I'm going to flip them all. These are getting brown pretty fast. I made the pieces pretty small in hopes that it won't take as long to cook. So I'll see where it's at after I flip them all, and then like I said, cover it for the rest of the time. I'll probably turn it back up to 5 again as soon as I get them flipped. But anyway, so yeah, it was a good day. It was a darn good day. Got to see my mama. Got to sing some good praise and worship music. And now I'm getting wild and eating something, and I'm not going to count it. Better be ready because I'm being a wild child. All right, I'm going to let this cover for 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, I took the lid off. I feel like it's cooked all the way, but now I want to cook it until all the liquid is out of it. I feel like that might kind of brown the chicken up a little bit better if that liquid was out of it. It's starting to crisp up. I actually took a paper towel to pull some of the extra liquid out. And it's starting to create that browning that's sticking to the bottom, which is what I want. I want it to kind of sear and adhere to the bottom a little bit. So you'll be happy to know I have clean underwear now. The world will be happy to know. So I'm going to let this go for a little bit longer. And then what I'll do is I'll put the chicken in here, and then we'll start working on the sauce. I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the chicken off. I'm going to put it into this bowl with the other stuff. You know, I like things like this, but I'm only home on the weekends. And I sure don't want to cook after working all day. I just can't help it. I just don't want to. I'm going to add some red cooking wine. This might go bad. I'm looking for the lid. Okay, I see where the lid is in case I start a fire. I think you're supposed to cover it if there's a fire. Okay. We had red grape. They use apple juice at this church, so we had communion today. So this red wine kind of reminds me of communion. All right, now I'm going to add some heavy cream. So now I'm just going to mix the two. I'm just going to let them vibe together for a little bit. I'm actually going to add some garlic. Hang on. Where's it at? Here. A little bit of garlic. And let me put this away. I'm not looking for a big, like super saucy thing. You know, I don't want a bunch of extra calories. And I'm going to add some of this Crave All Day Seasoning. It's from Amazon. Gina got me some. One of my followers, she got me some, and I actually went back and bought 2 more. And a coworker's about to go buy some, or she ordered some because it's so good. It's made of nutritional yeast and has some garlic and onion in it, and it really just has a good creamy, smooth flavor. So now going to kind of mix this all together here. Then I'm going to sprinkle in some cheese. This is some kind of, like, I think Parmesan, I don't know, some kind of Italian cheese blend. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. Where you at? It is finely shredded, non-smoked provolone. So it's provolone and mozzarella cheese mixture. I like a white cheese when I'm making a white sauce. Just kind of gives it a smooth flavor. Like I said, I am not counting this. And this is going to make 2 servings. So the next time I eat this, whenever I eat it, I'm not going to be able to count it. Because I'm just not. I'm not. I do everything. I count everything. I weigh everything. Just not today. It ain't happening. So now I'm going to pour all this back in. Which is the chicken, the onions, the mushrooms, the zucchini. And I'm just going to turn it down to simmer. And I'm going to let it all kind of just vibe together for a little bit. And it's just going to be a creamy, cheesy, red wine reduction type something or another. Just going to let it all, because that stuff was sitting out, so it cooled down. So now I want it to heat back up. Let's see how it tastes again. Yeah, that didn't need nothing. But I'm going to cover it and let it just kind of simmer for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll give it 5 minutes. If it's not hot enough to eat by then, I'm eating it anyway. Okay, I'm going to put half of it in this container. Now, I'll put the other half in my bowl to put in my belly. Let's see how much of a mess Terry can make. Oh, so far so good. So far so good. I'll tell you what. Cha-ching. Now, hang on, because I'm going to pair this with the salad. Just a minute. So that's what I'm having for supper. A salad, a cabbage salad. Let me put a little bit of, I'm going to put some of this. Is this the one? Yeah, poppin' all day. It's a bright citrusy seasoning. I'm going to put a little of this on here. And so my mother, hi Judy, said, honey, you sure are making a lot of rutabaga. I'm not tired of seeing rutabaga. Well, okay, maybe those weren't her exact words, but anyway, so here you go, Judy. And the funny thing is, okay, listen. Today is Sunday, and so I had 2 more rutabaga things to upload today. So when she was telling me that, I was dying laughing because I'm like, yeah, I got 2 more rutabaga things I'm uploading today, this afternoon, but anyway, so yeah, so now, you know, you'll be seeing me, I'll be eating the rutabaga and sharing the rutabaga with my coworkers. But anyway, so yeah, I have strict orders to do a little bit of reduction on the rutabaga. Anyway, so that's my supper. This is some type of homemade Alfredo something or another. And a cabbage salad. This is the tricolor coleslaw cabbage with some salad dressings and seasoning on it. Now, challenge. Don't forget, next 2 months, we are going to eat at home, eat home-cooked meals that are made from scratch. You can use sauces and things like that in them, but home-cooked meals that are cooked from scratch and not in a box. That's the challenge. Okay, have a good evening. Love you guys. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I'm like, Can't believe 1,000 people want to watch my journey. Thank you guys. I love you. Bye.